Hey, this is Kristen with Collision Hub, and we're at Auto Glass Week in Memphis, Tennessee, which is the first time for me to do this show. And we found a familiar face for some of you. Lauren Fix was here today giving a speech, and we wanted to visit a little bit. Lauren, how's it been? We haven't seen you since the WIN conference.
Oh, I know. It's been great. This is a really great show because it's ability for 7 different groups to all kind of get together and share under one convention rather than a bunch of different conventions, which we're kind of not doing so well. So this is a great opportunity for people in the glass industry and to get their message out.
A little concentration of those resources.
Smart.
Now, you're a car girl.
Yep.
And that's why we get along so well. Let's
Yep.
talk about a little bit about glass and kind of the role it plays in the vehicle and why having a glass week is so important to the industry.
Well, it's funny, when they first called me, I'm an ASE certified tech, I'm an SAE engineer, and I know about glass. Like, yeah, I got a windshield, everyone knows about, I know about tempered and safety glass. But when I really started getting in much deeper, it's amazing how it's not, the messaging is not out to the consumer. For example, a windshield is so important because the airbag actually is used in conjunction with it to protect you in a car in an accident. But people don't know that.
Right.
They think, when you go to buy a car from someone, the dealer will go, yeah, it's got airbags and anti-lock brakes and side impact airbags, rollover, stability control, traction control. Did you ever hear the word glass?
No.
No one talks about that because they don't know either.
Right. I think we think about when we have to do a windshield, we just kind of go, well, whoever will come out and do it.
Right.
And we kind of don't think about the person that's doing that and safety. Well, the topic that you came in here to talk about today was so timely for everyone in the industry. I don't care whether you're a glass shop, a mechanic shop, or you're selling tires. Reaching the consumer, specifically women as consumers, is a big need right now. Talk a little bit about what you shared with some of the glass shops this morning.
All right, well, part of that, I didn't know if they knew the statistics. Women own over 60% of the cars. We have 85% of the decision making on service and maintenance.
Wow.
So we power the purse.
Right.
I've always said that. Yeah. And for guys, they think it's power of the remote control. We actually have power of that too, but that's another story. 95% veto power on buying cars. So if you come home in color and options and style and type of vehicle, we are that powerful. So with more than half the women on the planet being female and more than half the women graduating from college have MBAs, we're very smart, very powerful, and very sexy women.
Right.
And the over 40 crowd is totally being ignored, and they're the ones that really have the cash and the money to do whatever they want, and they're being ignored as well.
Right, so the women, so for a shop, for anyone in business, targeting women is really a good way to get maybe 80% of your business.
Right, and when you think about how do I do that? Well, you got to go where women are. And so that may be online. And what happens in the maintenance department, what they've done as a tip, is they said, well, we're going to include free wiper blades, installation of it, and batteries and engine air filters if you purchase them from us. So a lot of parts stores are starting to get really wise. I've seen a couple of them take my suggestion, which would put out a pylon. You call ahead and say, hey, I've got a Toyota Sienna, it's a 2005, I need wiper blades and an air filter. I pull up, kids are in the back, they're screaming, I'm having a Starbucks, I'm on the phone with you talking, and they'll come out and install my wiper blades for me and my engine air filter. And I just give you a credit card. I don't even have to get out of the car. That's service.
Yeah.
And drive-through is what it's all about. Everyone wants it quick, they want it simple. So that's one area that's not being addressed. And if you can get that 30 and up, that 40 and up female who's busy, because we're powerful and we're successful, that's one way to capture them. So how do you do that in glass? You have to educate us. You have to let us know. If I want a discount on something, Twitter me, text me. I've seen that. You've seen the little scan codes. All that's being used by other companies. So the secret is to look at what other companies are doing and use that tool to help you rather than reinventing the wheel.
That's some great tips for sure. I think sometimes we sit there and struggle and think we have to come up with an all-new original idea, and sometimes the best thing is to just redo what somebody else has done.
Right.
Talk a little bit about some of the books. You've got a book out. We just told you a story. We actually used it this week for one of our people in our office. You've got a few books out there.
Right. I have 3 books. The current one is Lauren Fix's Guide to Loving Your Car. And I'm working on the 4th book with my daughter. We're in progress, as they say. She's the teen car coach, and her name is Shelby. So I know I'm really into cars. So.
Well, they're into Mustangs. So yeah.
Mustang, so I guess she has no choice. The whole book is about educating people about certain things. Because what happens is when you go to driver's ed, and I've asked both of my kids as they went through, they'd come home and I'd say, so, what did you learn today? And they'll go, well, we learned parallel park, 3-point turn. They didn't teach them to back up, believe it or not, of all things. So my son backed into the house, which was really stupid. And of course he's listening to this going, Mom! But because he said they didn't teach him to back up, they didn't teach him to drive in the expressway, how to go through drive-ins, drive-throughs, toll booths, none of that stuff, because they have them just what you need to do to pass the test. So they don't know about basic maintenance. They don't know about glass safety. They don't know about safety. They don't know about anything. They don't know what happens if I need to buy a new car or I need to do basic maintenance. And so or even collision for that matter. What do? I don't know. I ask somebody, call my insurance agent, rely on them being a source, which they're usually not. They're there to sell. So it's really important that we educate people, and part of that book is to educate people that missing gap, or I took driver's ed, way back when, and cars are a little different now, and this explains all that in English so that you can walk into a shop and not feel ripped off, so you feel more powerful, whether you're buying, selling, insurance, whatever it might be.
I think one of the great things when we read your book that we get out of it is there's a lot of great ideas in there for shops to use as community projects. I mean, people want to do business with people they feel a connection to.
Right.
And when I can educate someone and give them a little value to their day, when they need to make that purchasing decision, they're going to come see me.
Right.
So
But no pink.
No,
No, don't do pink. That was like one of my big things in the opener. I'm like, please don't do pink, because that's what their answer is. A lot of people, we really want to make a connection to our community, so we're going to do a female car care clinic.
with pink.
With pink. And then 3 people show up and you can't figure out why it was a bomb.
Right, right. You've got some great tools that you offer to people that kind of follow you. There's the newsletter that comes out. It's got some great information.
Thank you.
There's the Facebook account and the Twitter account. Can you tell us a little bit about how our industry, people watching, can connect with you and kind of take advantage of your experience and knowledge?
Right. If you want to copy an article that's on my website, just send me an email and let me know. That's not a problem, so that I know where it's going. The big thing is with the blog and everything is they're all tied together. That's the secret to make it all work for you, is if you've got a Twitter account, you can link it to your Facebook and your LinkedIn and your MySpace, if you have MySpace still, or in your blog, or in a Tumblr account and a Stumble Upon. And if you keep sharing that information, it causes your Google, the web crawler that finds your name, can move you up in the findings. So when I go searching for Collision Hub, it's going to come right at the top. I'm not going to find somebody else in front of you who might be your competitor, who might be someone who has nothing to do with you. And so if you can use social media to access the up-and-coming teenagers, but also a lot of people use it on a regular basis.
Right. I think that's one of the mistakes I see shops make. They go, but I have a Facebook account.
But
what else do you have?
Yeah, right. And are you utilizing it?
Right.
So if I see something on your website and I go, that's a great story, I can link to your website and put it on my Facebook, and now the web crawler is going to see the Collision Hub, it's going to see Lauren Fix, and it moves us both up because it shows more hits between the 2 sites because it's a link. So that's a benefit, and people don't know how to do that. So they just go, if you like my Facebook page, that's great. That doesn't do anything for anybody, not even you.
Right, exactly. Now you do some great training, so I know we've ran across a couple of speeches that you give. So you'll train companies, you'll train associations, speeches, and then you'll make some appearances. So what's left on the Lauren Fix schedule for 2011?
Oh my Lord, let's see. I'm going to Atlanta to an Auto Service Plus convention. From there, I'm going to drive all the new 2012 models at the International Motor Press Association. Then I'm going to drive the new Mini Coupe, which is coming out. And from there, I get a little bit of a break of a couple other new cars that are coming out before I go off to SEMA and Apex. And I might be at PRI this year, so we'll see what else comes up. But I get very busy very quickly.
Yeah. So you do tend to get ahead of the cars on us and get those sneak peeks.
Yeah.
What any car right now got you excited? Anything you can't wait to get your hands on?
Yeah, actually, I put my name on the wait list for a 20. It might be a 13. I don't know. It's going to be the Audi RS5. It's going to be 550 horsepower. It's supposed to be a V8. Hopefully manual transmission, not the Tiptronic. We don't know yet. They had it at the Frankfurt Auto Show, but when it comes from Germany to here, we somehow lose something in translation. So, but I'm looking forward to that. That'll be a fun car.
I may have to ask Audi for a little trip to Jersey to do a little driving for that. So
we do that. We can arrange that.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time. I know you got a plane to catch.
Yes.
And we will most likely see you at SEMA.
Absolutely.
And catch up with you there and see what new things you've found at SEMA that you think our industry ought to know about.
There's some good stuff. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you.
Stay tuned to Collision Hub TV. We're going to go out on the trade show floor, visit a few of the vendors, and see what's new in glass for this year and going into next. Thanks.